Hey everybody, Steve here. It's Monday night, so that means it's time for episode number 9 of the AFR Game of the Week. So last week on the show, I threw out the game theme of having a fantasy matchup. So matching up two teams that never faced off in real life, either because they were in different leagues and never met up, or they were separated by the sands of time. And we had some really exciting submissions from viewers, so let's get right to them. First off, there was Matt Dante, who submitted a game using Out of the Park Baseball 16 on the computer. And what he played was what would have happened if the 1986 National League Championship Series had gone to a Game 7. Of course, in real life, the Mets were able to win that in 6, and they were able to avoid facing Mike Scott again in a loser goes home Game 7. So he played that out, and he had Mike Scott facing off against Ron Darling, and it was every bit the pitcher's duel that you would imagine. And Houston actually came out on top 2-1, and the only run that the Mets were able to score was in the 9th inning on a sacrifice fly from Strawberry. So that was very exciting to read, and something that I'm sure a lot of baseball historians have pondered of what would have happened if Houston could have forced a Game 7 in that series. And I certainly would have been interested to see what a Houston-Boston World Series would have looked like. Moving over to the football gridiron, Bob Muir submitted a game with second season football, having the 1966 Green Bay Packers face off against the 2014 New England Patriots. So a matchup of the ages, and unfortunately for New England, they came out on the short end of the stick in a 21-7 game that was really dominated by Green Bay, and saw New England get a lot of penalties called against them in the first half that set them back. And finally, we had a submission from David Armstrong over at his Baseball Demos channel, and he had the Sparky Bowl that had two of Sparky Anderson's greatest teams face off against each other using History Maker Baseball. He had the 1975 Cincinnati Reds taking on the 1984 Detroit Tigers. And David actually played this game out and posted the videos over on his channel. It went across 2 different videos, so I won't spoil the ending of what was a fantastic game, and I'll post links to his channel so you can check that out. Thank you to everybody who submitted their games. For my game of the week, I had the 2007 Patriots taking on the 2014 Patriots. And what was a close game at the half, it was led by the 07 team 14-6. It turned into a little bit of a rout late in the game. In the fourth quarter, the 2014 Pats squad drove down the field, and they were facing a 24-6 deficit at the time, and they decided to kick a field goal to get it to a 2-score game. And the 07 squad was then able to go down the field on the ensuing drive and score a touchdown. And of all people, it was their third string fullback, Eckel, who ran in a 10-yard rush for a score to put them up 31-9. And really at that point, it was all just academic. The 14 squad went for it on a 4th down on their opponent's 27, and Ty Warren came through for a sack. And then, just to rub a little salt in the wounds, the 07 squad went down the field and scored again. This time it was Welker getting a touchdown reception, his second on the day. And that left us with the final score, 2007 New England 38 and the 2014 squad 9. So it wasn't really the nail-biting drama that I hoped for, but it definitely showed that the 07 squad was a very, very strong team. However, the 2014 squad still has the ring that the '07 squad missed out on. So while that game wasn't quite as fun to play out as I was hoping, my subject for this week's Game of the Week should prove to be very interesting. So new week, new topic, but I really liked what we did last week, so I'm going to continue that theme, and I'm going to ask you to play out a game between two championship teams and see who comes out on top. I'm actually already a couple games into a series. From last week's question of the week, I asked what everybody's favorite fantasy matchup would be, and I threw out that I'd love to see some of the mid-'80s Celtics teams take on one of Michael Jordan's championship Bulls teams. And I really got thinking about that, and so I dug out, I have the 85-86 cards, so I took the Celtics team from there, and then I have the 92-93 season for replay basketball, and decided to play a 7-game championship series between those two squads. And just tonight, I finished up game number 2. The first 2 games were in Boston, and in game 1, Chicago took the game on what else but a last-second Michael Jordan shot. And game 2 actually went into a double overtime before foul trouble finally cost the Bulls the game. And then Boston won 144-137. So they'll be heading to Chicago with the series tied up 1-1. So that's what I'll be playing using replay basketball. I'll have the 85-86 Boston Celtics taking on the 1992-93 Chicago Bulls. As always, please feel free to submit your games by either leaving a comment here. You can leave a comment over at the Delphi forums. I'll leave a link to that below the video, or you can shoot me an email to stevenatower@gmail.com. Look forward to hearing about everyone's favorite champion versus champion game, and we'll showcase them on next week's show. All right, everybody, that's all for now. My name's Steve, and until next time, get out there, have fun, play games, and I'll see you after further review.